Certainly the most deadly war since World War II.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has offered to drop country's aspiration to join the NATO military alliance.
Но если Европа вдруг захочет с нами воевать и начнет, мы готовы прямо сейчас.
We are Russia's next target.
I want to thank our host nation, Belgium, the thousands of people from across the line.
In 2026, one military alliance stands between Europe and the largest war since World War II. That alliance is NATO.
April 1949. The world is exhausted. The smoke from World War II has barely cleared, but the promise of peace is already rotting. A new shadow is rising from the east, and a broken Europe realizes it is a prize waiting to be taken. 12 nations, scarred and bankrupt, realized they couldn't stand alone. They needed more than a treaty, they needed a shield. They called it the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. At its heart lies a single, terrifyingly simple sentence, Article 5.
An attack against one would be an attack against all.
It turned an attack on one into an attack on all. It wasn't just law, it was a promise that the United States would never leave Europe's side again.
Millions now dead would be alive. If we should falter in the future in our will to use it, millions now living will surely die. Well, there's a time for making plans, and there's a time for action. The time for action is here now.
Today, the Allied world salutes these representatives of...
For 40 years, this shield held a Cold War stalemate. But when the Berlin Wall fell, many thought the shield was obsolete. Instead, it evolved, moving from a static wall of tanks to a dynamic network of code and satellites. Fast forward to 2026. The original 12 have grown to 32. With newcomers Finland and Sweden, the shield now stretches from the Atlantic to the very edge of the Russian border. The world's most powerful alliance is no longer just a memory of the past, it is the front line of the future. Imagine a divorce where both sides kept the house, but moved the fence every single year.
Слишком крепко.
That our partnership...
In the 90s, Russia was rebuilding while NATO grew. To the west, this was spreading democracy. To Moscow, it was an encroachment.
Is not calculated for 1 year or for 5 years, but for years and years to come, tens of years for a century.
Russia claims they were promised NATO wouldn't move 1 inch east.
We said not an inch to the east. That was the NATO guarantee in 1990. So what became of that? They fooled us.
NATO says no such deal was ever signed. The breaking point? Ukraine. To NATO, it is a sovereign nation that can choose its friends. To Russia, it is a red line, the ultimate buffer zone. It's not about emotion. It's about a fundamental clash of worldviews, a struggle over security, influence, and the map of Europe. From Russia's perspective, freedom felt like encroachment. Each wave of expansion, 1999, 2004, made Russia's influence recede. But Russia's response, invading sovereign nations, crossed NATO's red line. is something NATO cannot accept. NATO sees a nation acting in direct opposition to the core principles it upholds, posing a danger to collective security. January 2026. This is no longer a sprint, it's a high-stakes endurance test. But while the trenches look like 1916, the tech is 2026. On one side, a Russia forced into a permanent war economy. On the other, a 32-nation NATO backed by a €90 billion EU commitment. The math of war is changing. The newest evolution? Fiber optic drones. By trailing a physical cable, they bypass all electronic jamming. It is the ultimate, unhackable sniper. But 2026 is also the year of this industrial crunch. Russia's massive Soviet-era stockpiles are finally hitting a wall. Mass is meeting its limit. The guardrails are also dissolving. With the New START nuclear treaty expiring in February, the rules of the global order are being rewritten in real time. 32 nations. One border. A conflict where humans provide the courage, but the industry provides the outcome. Who breaks first? We're about to find out.